Hey folks, Greg here. Hey, we're going to spend just a few minutes today talking about a movable chord. We have talked about movable chords previously. Talked about the C shape, the C7 shape, the A shape, the F shape, all of those things and what can be done with those. Today, we're going to talk specifically about one chord, one shape, and it's F7. Okay, so let me show that on the screen here. Look at the one right in the middle. Over to the right a little bit, we have F sharp 7. Don't look at that yet. You're not ready for that yet. So let's focus on the middle of the screen here. And we have an F7. So yes, you look at that, and many of you would say, I don't ever want to play that chord. I want to avoid it. But I'm going to show you why this is such a cool chord and why it's kind of powerful. And once you learn that shape, which might take a little bit of work, once you learn that shape, you are going to be able to do a lot of things with it. I promise. Okay, so let's make that chord. We make it like a normal F chord. I'll show my hands closed up in just a moment. I want to make sure you can see the diagram on the screen. So let's make that F chord, right, with our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. And then our pointer finger on the 1st fret of the E string. So there's our F. So we're going to take our F and we're going to add a little bit to it. So we're going to do that by taking our ring finger and putting it on the 3rd fret of the C string, just like the diagram shows. So right here, that's what I'm talking about. And then we're going to put our pinky, yes, you will, the underutilized pinky, you're going to put that to use in this chord. You're going to put the pinky right here, 3rd fret of the A string. And when I do that, then I'm going to have my nice F7 chord. So let me show you just what that looks like. I'm going to zoom in. So right there, that is what that chord looks like. So this finger, middle finger, and pointer finger, that's my basic F chord, okay? And then I'm adding the ring finger and adding the pinky, both on that 3rd fret. So that's what's happening. So you're probably thinking, okay, Greg, big deal. You know, that's just another chord shape to remember. The beauty of this is if you memorize and become proficient at that shape, here's why it's beneficial, because that shape is movable. I can take that exact shape and move it up a fret, up a fret, up a fret, up a fret in the same shape. You don't have to learn a new shape. The same shape becomes new chords. Variations of chords that you already play, but they're different fingerings, different variations of them. So let's come back here. So now let's look at this, both of these. So let's look at the F7. I still have my fingers in that position. If I make it from scratch, I'm just going to make my F chord. I'm going to add my ring finger and add my pinky in those spots on the 3rd fret. Great. So there's my F7 again. Now, if you know how the musical alphabet works and understand the fretboard a little bit, again, even if you're new to uke, this knowledge I think is really good. You might not put it to use right away, but understanding these things I think really will help you. So the fretboard and the musical alphabet works but like this. It goes from F, 1 fret. When you go up 1 fret, you have an F sharp. When you go another fret, you have a G. When you go another fret, after G, you have a G sharp, then A, and then an A. Does that make sense? So we go F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, and you continue up. You have to understand there's a couple spots that differ where there isn't a sharp or a flat. I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, but just know that once you understand how that musical alphabet works, that's where these movable chords become very, very powerful. So I can take this F7 shape that we've already discussed, and we already have our fingers in place, and when I move that up 1 fret, just slide that whole thing up 1 fret, now I have this. Now I have this, right? So it was here, right? It was here. Now I've moved that whole shape. Just keep my hand just like that, move it up. Now I have an F sharp 7. The beauty of that is what? I didn't have to memorize a whole new finger positions for an F sharp 7. I just took the shape I knew for an F7, moved it up. So recently I was doing a tutorial on Patreon for Für Elise. It's a very well-known piece by Beethoven. And in that, it required a particular G7, but because it needed a certain melody note. I won't go down that rabbit hole. But we needed a different G7. And the G7 it needed was this one right here. So again, if you understand that F7 shape and then move it up 1, that's an F sharp 7. Move it up 1 more, now I have a G7. And that's the G7 I needed. So without even knowing all these things, you could make different chords using one shape. Doesn't that just blow your mind? All right. So it really is cool, really is powerful. I'm going to leave it at that. You can practice getting your fingers in that position for that F7. You can practice moving it up the fretboard, and then as you move it, teach yourself, what chord am I playing now? With each fret up the fretboard that I move, what chord am I playing now? And that's where the power comes in. Really, really cool stuff. So that's it, Moveable Chords. On Patreon, you can also find tutorials for the C shape, the A shape, the F shape, the C7 shape, all those other things that are also movable. So that's a great lesson as well. I would also invite you every week. We've been doing it a long time. Every week we have a play along on Facebook. It's at 7 o'clock Eastern time. You just go to facebook.com/ukulelegent, and that will get you there. And it's a blast. We get hundreds of people from all over the world. It's a very social group. You can make a lot of great music friends from all over. So I invite you to that every Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. I would also invite you, if you haven't been there, to go to my website. It's just a good portal to get to other things. If you're looking for discounts on certain ukulele equipment, there's discounts available, codes for you there. It'll point you to the Facebook page. It'll point you to my Patreon page where tutorials, all kinds of lessons and learning aids are available. It'll point you to a lot of different things. And that's just at www.ukulelegent.com. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this is really helpful. Practice that F7 and move it around. I promise you, it'll be difficult at first, and then it will become easier. So take care. Happy strumming, and hope to see you soon. All right. Bye-bye.